Reach the climax together, but we're undone. I don't know that note. Till we separate. Oh, together, but we're undone. This was too late. It's too late. We reached the climax. Where are you now? That I need you somehow. All right, that's all I did. That's
what?
All I got. I'm on my knees. To the people on the podcast, this is really BeMo. I know I got up there, baby. I know I got up there. Sweethaht. Let's start the show. Let's get it poppin'. What happened?
Nothing.
Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Who Wake It Bake with BeMo Shababa. This is your chance to get in tune with all the things that are happening in blackness, from blackness to blackness, by blackness, unashamedly black over here, okay? I don't believe in no black limitations. As always, we want to give a shout out to the Washington Informer Bridge, WI Bridge DC, or WI Bridge at WIBridgeDC.com or at WIBridgeDC on all social media platforms. Make sure you check that out. There was an issue that just came out recently. Make sure y'all check that out. I love working with the Informer because I keep using the example before. They have the 87% white viewership, but not one time have I seen the Washington Informer actually do something to elicit white viewership, meaning that you can do black things, still be successful within blackness, and other people will come watch you. Shout out to the Washington Informer Bridge. But before we even get too farther into the show, I want to give a shout out to the highlighter of my life, okay? The LED lights of my life, of my set of life, if you will. Make sure we're saying good morning to the lady of the house. Good morning, lady of the house.
Good morning, Sweethaht.
And when I say make sure we're saying good morning to the lady of the house, I mean if you dropping comments, if you leaving likes, if you telling me what's up, I need you to say good morning to the lady of the house. It is important. Damn it.
Okay.
Don't make what I used to say back in the day. Don't make me come out there.
That's you a father.
I'm a father.
That's what fathers say.
Well, we might have an immaculate conception on our way, sweetheart.
Oh Lord.
Sweetheart, we have a great show for you today. We have a great show for the people. As always, if y'all could go over to the New Blueprints newsletter, subscribe to that. We do have a new issue coming out, the Clarence Thomas thing. I thought I'd be done by today, but apparently the ancestors have not moved my hand further enough and consistently enough to get that done, but I'll get that out hopefully by the end of the month, which is today, right? So hopefully we can get that done. Go ahead and check it out. If you need I would love for you to subscribe $5 a month, but if you need the scholarship, I understand. Let the nigga know it's not about the $5. I just want to get out to the people these written machinations from me. Some of the things that we're talking about on this show, we want to make sure that we can implement them in real life. Yesterday, I was driving to Baltimore to do some TV shit. Not even Baltimore, sweetheart. I was in Owens Mills, about 20 miles outside of Baltimore, and I was listening to WPFW, and for the second time that day, they had aired a special of a group of individuals who were making recommendations to the UN about Pan-African policies in the world. And I was like, man, this is such great policy work. But man, I'm not interested in that shit at all. I have no interest in policy at all. I think when Natalie told me on this show that the king is the king of social affairs, to me, that makes me think that maybe we should be separating some of these systematic fights and institutional destructions of racism and bigotry. Maybe we should be fighting them on two fronts, where we have a policy side, but it also got to be niggas like me. It's also got to be niggas out here that's trying to change the social cultural world that's not dependent upon some people to give us powers within the state house. We'll get to that in a moment, but make sure y'all go check out the new Blueprint newsletter where we're doing just that. I think we're doing social cultural work to reshift our mindsets once the liberation comes. Because if you have a liberated people via policy, but they don't know what to do culturally, aren't they equally lost? Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. All right? Make sure y'all subscribe to the new Blueprint newsletter. That's also my avenue to authorship. I didn't make it into the Amistad. Did you know the Amistad at Howard? Did you know about that?
No.
There's a literary journal that is produced on the campus of Howard University where all the best writers go. I tried all 4 years to get something into the Amistad. Failed! 0 for 4. Damn! That's all right, though. I like me still. We got a great show for you this morning.
I like you too.
Thanks, Sweethaht. As you know, it is Thursday. It is Thursday, which means you know what time it is. It's time for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week Award. So definitely stick around to the end of that. We have a few nominees we want to give out today. We gave out some nominees on Tuesday, Meek Mill, and then also I want to put Angie Nixon on that list. That's the representative who will be up in Ron DeSantis' ass. Need to put her up on the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week nominee list. But we have some nominees we want to talk about. We want to talk about what's going on in Tennessee. We want to talk about Pinkydoll, and then of course we're going to get to our Paul Robeson Negro of the Week. If you have any nominees in the meantime, in between time, definitely drop them in the chat. After you say good morning to the lady of the house, okay? Drop them in the chat and let us know what we can do. People on Instagram, y'all know what it is. Instagram got my angle right here, but I look way better on YouTube. Sweethaht, let's start off with...
we got a few comments from Good Vibe Tribe.
Oh, we got some comments this morning?
Yeah.
Are they saying good morning? I'm not taking no comments if they ain't saying good morning to the lady of the house.
He said, he started out and said, think big, BeMo. And then in quotes, you thinking small, you got to think big.
You got to think big, bitch.
And then he said, good morning, BeMo. Good morning, lady of the house, like LAID DEE.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will accept the tertiary comment as primary. I just moved that up in my head. I know you meant to say good morning first, but niggas just be excited. That's all it is. Yeah. I want to say what I got to say. Better say good morning to the lady of the house. I tell you that. Damn it. I see these people on Instagram looking at me in my face and ain't nobody saying good morning to the lady of the house. That's all right.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Okay.
Let's start off though, Sweethaht. Funny enough, right before the show came back, we came back in March? April?
May.
We came back in May?
Yeah, like a few days before your birthday.
Okay, for sure. Right before that, I was beginning to write the new Blueprint newsletter and just thinking about ways to activate my brain after I had been sleeping with Superman for such a long time. And a story came across my eyes. It was called the Tennessee 3. And I want to reduce that to the Tennessee 2, and I want to rename them Dem Boyz, like Boys in the Hood. I'm looking at my man Justin Pearson and Justin Jones. Have you heard the story out of Tennessee, Sweethaht?
Bits and pieces.
So there are these two young black boys, men, who are state representatives for different geolocations in Tennessee. They are two of the youngest members of that assembly in the state. I think in May, April, there was an issue on the floor in the Tennessee Senate about gun laws. These two young men who represent Gen Z are coming against gun laws in a very strong and personal energy. Remember, we talked about how if we raised a group of black students away from public institutions, we would be surprised by some of the things that they would correct us about throughout their own history. Mm-hmm. And I believe that I don't want to say softness, but I feel like we've been a little soft on gun violence as a generation. But I don't feel like Gen Z is having that. You know what I mean? They've seen too many we only had one Columbine. That's all I can remember from when I was a kid. It was one Columbine, and the Oklahoma City building got blew up by Timothy McVeigh. Now it seems like every other week there's some type of shooting on a school campus, high school, middle school, elementary school, college. Damn, niggas don't got no morals and ethics no more. You don't shoot up grown folks, you're shooting up kids. That's wild. Shouldn't be shooting up nobody, but I'm just saying. So we're talking about so we're talking about this Tennessee 2. We're talking about the Dem Boyz. I want to play this video from Justin Pearson, who better articulates what was happening at the time, and I want to bring that into real life because this conversation is not over, right? Go ahead, Sweethaht, play the video. I'm going to start rolling this blunt. Hey, Truck is here. Big dog!
As though we are not living in a gun violence epidemic in the state of Tennessee. And the solutions that are being offered is actually to reduce the First Amendment rights of people who speak up on behalf of their constituencies, who speak up on behalf of people who are tired of the guns, who are tired of seeing legislation being passed that lowers the age for you to carry, tired of seeing legislation being passed that says you don't need a permit, tired of legislation being passed that says if we give teachers guns, that's somehow going to fix the problem. People are tired of these non-real solutions to a real problem that we are suffering from. I've lost a classmate this year from gun violence. My mentor died last year from gun violence. We are dealing with a gun violence epidemic, and the resolution is not to silence the voices of people who send us here to the people's house to speak with them and for them. It is to make sure we do just legislation. It's to make sure we fight for red flag laws. We fight for good storage laws. We fight to make sure that this is a democracy and maintains its democratic principles. But that's what's being lost today. And so every Tennessean needs to be very concerned that we are not in a democracy. And across the United States of America, there has been no House members who have ever been expelled for exercising their First Amendment rights in a peaceful protest. This is a first in American history, and we are losing our democracy to white supremacy. We are losing our democracy to patriarchy. We are losing our democracy to people who want to keep a status quo that is damning to the rest of us and damning to our children and unborn people. It is no coincidence that the two youngest black lawmakers in the state of Tennessee and one or two women are on trial today. That is not accidental. This is what happens when you lose democracy. This is what we are fighting against and must stand up against as legislators and as people and as citizens across this country. Because it's starting in...
Okay.
So that was my man Justin Pearson, who is a state representative for Tennessee. He is outlining what happened back in that time with those two boys, Justin Pearson and Justin Jones, were dismissed from that assembly for hosting a protest about gun violence, right? So this is the timeline. They were voted in by their constituents of the state. They were making debates on the floor of the state Senate about gun violence. They were then voted off and suspended for said debate. And what Justin is saying in that clip is never in the history of America has that happened. This is the same America with Jim Crow. This is the same America with caste slavery. This is the same America with lynchings. This is the same America with police brutality. This is the same America who argued Roe v. Wade. This is the same America who's arguing affirmative action. Until that moment, no person of that assembly had been voted to be suspended from their office.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, right? But because the law, the Special Assembly had to gather and vote these two brothers back on to the Tennessee Assembly. So that's what happened. But in the meantime, in between time, this is why I want to talk about this today. In the meantime, in between time, on some sneaky parliamentary shit, while they were suspended, the voting body passed a new parliamentary procedure for how they operate in session. That parliamentary procedure says if you are called out of order twice, you can no longer speak during the rest of the assembly. That means if we gathered here today to debate gun violence and the Speaker of the House has deemed you out of order 2 times, then you can be permanently silenced for that assembly. You know the protest saying no justice, no peace? Mm-hmm. They're saying shut your mouth and there'll still be no justice. Right? You can do all that disruptive shit when you outside, but if you disrupted me, if I consider you to be out of order 2 times, I can permanently silence you. Let's play the next clip. I think it's from the Tennessee Holler They've been doing great sourcing for this for me because it's a very nefarious thing that's happening here. Sweetheart, go ahead and play that clip.
Stay on the topic of the legislation.
It looks like that arguing that we don't need more guns or more police in schools was the reason for him being silenced.
It was about what he was saying that was not germane to the bill.
It's the voice of democracy getting slaughtered.
Larry Woods has coached Democratic politicians at every level of government in the fine art of debate. We showed him Jones's remarks on the Guns in Private Schools bill.
What is one little Glock against an AR-15?
Representative Jones, that's not the bill that's before you, sir. You're out of order.
Was he out of order?
No. And with people like State Representative Justin Jones make a measured, calm, studious argument about here's what we ought to be looking at, here's what we ought to be doing, they want him exiled, they want him silenced. And they manipulated the rules to do that.
This is legitimate debate in your mind?
Of course it is.
That SROs have not been shown to reduce instances of mass shootings.
As for Jones's argument against putting more cops in schools,
We need to pay our teachers better. We don't need more police in our schools.
Representative Jones, you're off the bill again, sir. You're out of order.
And that comment was considered to be the final straw.
I was stunned. When I heard that was the comment, I thought, surely that can't be right. This is no yelling and screaming kind of, that kind of debate. This is very calm, measured.
He was saying SROs are not the answer. Better teacher pay is the answer. Better mental health is the answer.
But that's his opinion.
If his opinion, though, is that other things would better solve the problem than the bill being discussed, why should he not have the latitude to express that opinion?
Well, because the rules on the House has always been, and that's the Masons rules as well, is you stay germane to the topic of the bill.
Democrats saw a double standard when a Republican went off topic to take a swipe at Jones.
Ultimately will not be believed about anything, no matter how many times any such member gets up.
Representative Bolso, stay on the bill.
So he tells him, stay on the bill, but he doesn't bang the gavel and rule him out of order. Is that a double standard?
Absolutely.
It's pretty clear that Representative Jones has gotten under your skin. Do you feel like it's become personal?
I don't think he's under my skin. I think what we're going to do is we're going to hold the rules and we're going to hold him accountable.
You're out of order. Sorry.
Now, Larry Woods tells me he thinks that Justin Jones could have a lawsuit against Speaker Sexton for infringing on his free speech rights. But clearly the Speaker thinks that deciding what is and is not appropriate debate is his job. And it's clear that with a supermajority,
that man, the Speaker of the House, told several lies in this conversation. Several lies. And I think the biggest lie he told is that Representative Jones is not getting under his skin. That is an absolute falsehood. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. I have encountered many a racist in my Southern days. I know that look in his face. I know that look. That look is, nigga, if you don't get in your place, what is wrong with you? A white man is speaking right now. I know that look. I don't even want to go there yet. These are the things that's happening on the floor of this voting assembly in Tennessee. Sweetheart, we were having this conversation a couple of days ago, but I asked you the other day, what exactly is a B+? When I think about my times in academic settings and all the times that I wrote papers that were contradictory to the thought processes of the people who were teaching me, because I am naturally a contrarian, although everything might have been definition on point, grammar been on point, somehow I always ended up with these 89s. And I always felt like these 89s were just petty ways to say, this is as good as you can get without agreeing with me.
Yeah.
It's always been a subjective view of somebody's work. If I don't agree with you, then somehow you are wrong. Not necessarily that we have different perspectives, but if you disagree with me, that you're wrong, I'm right. I'm going to penalize you for those situations by taking away this arbitrary A grade. Why do I feel like that's what's happening here? We were listening to a podcast right before we came on, and we said that, and it said that men believe in the meritocracy because they're the ones in power. meaning they're the ones who define the skills, meaning they're the ones who define the boundaries and the parameters. So if the Speaker of the House, while these two individuals were suspended, passed a new parliamentary procedure law saying that I could permanently silence you after being out of order twice, and then shows an inequitable approach to calling people out of order, then this is a very intentional way to systemically shut down two individuals who have already shown passion towards a particular issue. Mind you, this issue is still gun laws. This is the same issue that got them kicked out through protests in May. Same issue. So when we listen to Justin Pearson say that the solution is not putting more guns in the schools, the solution is having a diverse solution to all the issues that happen in schools, I don't understand how that's not germane to a bill about gun laws. We need less guns. That's the argument. We need less guns and we need more social services.
Right.
But somehow the Speaker of the House has determined that that argument is not germane to the bill. Why? Is that strictly based on his understanding of how safety should work in these situations? If this individual is already pro-guns in schools, and here's an argument that is anti to that, could he just say that's out of order?
Right.
So I forgot to put these pictures up. So as they were silenced, people in the crowd were handing them signs that they could hold, right? Protect our kids, not guns. Stuff to that situation. And then as the assembly was adjourning, this is how I know this is personal. I know this face. As the assembly was adjourning, this happened. Play the videos we are. At the end of the assembly, as the crowd was yelling to the Speaker of the House, vote them out, meaning vote out the Speaker of the House. Right before the adjournment was called, Justin Jones called for a vote of no confidence against the Speaker, in which the Speaker used another parliamentary procedure trick to shut down Justin Jones again. So if you see Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, the two young black boys from the Tennessee Three, they are on both sides of the Speaker with a sign in the hand, not mistaken that it's pink and green. I love that, by the way. And what does the Speaker of the House do? I don't know if you saw it. You seen a little elbow? You seen a little? You seen a little check? The Speaker of the House want to put hands on Justin Pearson. Want to put hands on Justin Jones, and I can see it in that little body check. Lady of the House, put up the next one where I the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week nominees. Look at this picture right here. Look at this picture right here. They are on the Speaker of the House's ass. You see these boys right here? On both sides. Silent and profound in this man. And this is what I'm telling you. What I know from my racist days in the past, there is a limit. Oh, the people on Instagram done lost me. There is a limit to what... There is a limit to the politeness and the public appeal that white men will play against in order to make sure that their racism don't show. There is a limit.
Right.
Speaker of the House has reached a limit. This man put his hands on another voting member of his own assembly. And then in the press conference after, said, "Oh, he was pushed into." Ain't nobody pushed you into that, man. Right. You was walking down him solo like a Soul Train line. Ain't nobody push you, babe. I know what that is. I know what that is. These niggas done got under your skin because they done got out of place in your perspective. How dare you come into my voting assembly where we have ruled for the last 150 years and challenge me in front of all of my white friends? That's why, Sweethaht, these two individuals, Justin Pearson, Justin Jones, They refused to be silenced. They went on MSNBC. They went on CNN. They talked to the Tennessee Holler. They are on social media. They are talking to the constituents. The reason why you can hear a crowd in the background is because the Gen Z people who voted for these two individuals, they pulled up. Mm-hmm. That's what Gen Z will do. Gen Z will pull up. We'll clown them for being on the internet all day, but piss them off and see what happens. Mm-hmm. These niggas will pull. Don't forget, these niggas had a march on Washington.
Yeah.
The children had 17 under had a march on Washington. They're not playing with us. They're not playing with you. So I'd like to consider them a nominee for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week Award. Because in 1955, 65, this could have got them killed. Shit, it might get them killed today. But they bold and they courageous and they're speaking truth to power. And even though the parliamentary rules are silencing them, they refuse to be silenced. Mm-hmm. I appreciate them. And they're younger than both of us, we are.
Yeah.
That shit powerful. That shit powerful. So I just want to give them their flowers, let them know that we see you. I know I'm not in Tennessee. There's nothing I could do formally to help these individuals. But if there's a way that we can get this news out, I've been thinking about maybe we could build a new blueprint around them or some type of strategy to help them succeed in some way. I don't know. But I when this first came out in May, I said that when they were reelected via that special service that these two individuals would receive a national praise that would be unprecedented to any other congressman or any other state representative that we've had since Barack Obama. So I feel like they're going down that same path. I love. I didn't put the Justin Jones arguments in here, but you kind of saw that in the clip with those two white men trying to vilify Justin's debate strategy, but Justin is intentionally being muted and neutral in his tone of voice, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Justin Pearson is a little more radical and loud. So they attacking this thing from both sides.
They actually
we appreciate that. Thank you. We got any comments, Sweethaht? Or what are your thoughts on the Justin?
I love what they're doing. They're directly standing in the face of adversity. They're doing a dangerous thing. They are advocating for not just young people, but for all of us.
Right.
And yeah, I love it. Like,
yeah.
They're also not as young as I thought. They're both 28.
They're both 28?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What, how do you?
28.
Nice. These are your contemporaries, not your neos. My apologies.
So I feel good. I am a little nervous of the future, but if we have
Dem Boyz?
Yeah, right. If we have Dem Boyz, we have people that are advocating for us and are trying to change the systems that have been oppressing us for so long, then we might be in good hands.
I just thought of a strategy. You can let this picture
okay.
go. I just thought of a strategy. So in this picture, the Speaker of the House has his own private security.
Oh, well.
What would happen if Justin Jones and Justin Pearson came with their own security? And you know what security I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what security I'm talking about. Don't let them koofies come out. Don't let the black men in suits come out. Oh my God. These niggas. The niggas in suits be killing me, man.
You know those little, it's like a little cross thing, like the little tie, you know?
Yes. Yes. Don't let the niggas with the suits and the cross ties or the fez hats come out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about what happens if Justin Jones shows up with the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
What happens then? What happens if Justin Jones comes with Tariq Nasheed's FBA Army or whatever the fuck he calls it? What happens then? I think that would be a hilarious strategy to at least fight back on some of these parliamentary procedures. What do the people got to say, Sweethaht?
Let's see. Good Vibe Tribe said, I nominate. Oh wait, we'll go back to that. But he said racist, and then fire emojis, and then he said the fruit. The fruit.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't want that. They don't want that.
And then,
Marcus Backlund is on here. Tennessee House back. I think he was back in the Tennessee House back in January. and they're up again for re-election next year. Stay ready. That's what he said. So maybe we could do some.
Okay.
Maybe we can do some little. You know what they need?
What?
You know what they really need? They need some hip hop endorsements.
Yeah.
They need Dem Boyz. They need the boys in the hood. That's right. Jeezy and Diddy from Bad Boy South. We need an official endorsement against these boys. You know what I mean? We need a rap song. We need something. We need Sexy Red. We need somebody to come through.
We were just talking about Vote or Die.
Yeah, we were just talking about Vote or Die. We need.
That's what we need.
Come on, hip hop. Come on now. We need. Me.
Right. Me.
All right, sweetheart. I have finished rolling the blunt.
Oh, and then
what's up?
Good Vibe Tribe said, I nominate the mayor of Baltimore for a Pauly.
The mayor of Baltimore. What do he do?
Good question. And then he also was talking about the DC sniper in terms of like...
Is he the nominee?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Like, because you were talking about mass shootings, I believe, like of our time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about the DC sniper.
Oh, my God. I saw this the other day. You know, they redefine mass shootings as 3 or more victims.
Yeah.
And so when you put it that way, and when you look at the giant sheet of all the mass shooters, it's mostly black folks.
What?
Right. Because they consider this is some sneaky shit.
Wow.
They consider like if there was a drive-by and 3 people got hit by a bullet, then that's a mass shooting.
Wow.
They don't consider it. There is no definition for domestic terrorism. There is a definition for mass shooting, which happens to include a whole bunch of black folks. I don't think that was accidental.
No, not at all.
Oh, Marcus Baxter said we got to re-elect Brandon Scott, mayor of Baltimore.
Okay.
Baltimore mayor. I can't even say it right now. Baltimore mayor Brandon Scott. Boy, I tell you, I had to do a voiceover. That shit fucked me up. All right, folks on Instagram, I need y'all to do me a solid favor. Come on over to YouTube. We about to take a break off the Instagram. Come on over to YouTube, catch the full video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Right now, we're going to play for the last time on this show. Maybe. I don't know. But for the last time on this show, as I announced it, we're going to play Tone Che featuring my man Michael Robeson and Tashira. Make sure y'all check that out on all social media platforms and video platforms. On YouTube, let's get them views up. In the meantime, in between time, we'll be on intermission. Let's throw out some more Paul Robeson Negro of the Week nominees. We'll read them and consider them at the end of the show. See who we vote on. Thank y'all for watching on Instagram. We'll be right back. We'll be right back with more Wake and Bake with BeMo.
Baby, can we? Oh, baby, please. Down on my knees, but I ain't begging, baby. I'm just trying to change. Mind over matter, I'll be the better. Home run the sad, nothing but dimples and laughter after I change. Wanna take some time. Something in your tone kinda sounds like you're
Let me tell you something. If you are watching the film L.A. right now, Kadaro, boy, you must live a different life. It's 5:30 in the morning.
5:30. Shout out to you.
Yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. And let us know when we can come out to LA and do a little live show, man. I guess we'll do it at 5:30 or 11:30. What do you think we should do, y'all? Jesus. Man, that's love right there. Kadara, I think you got a pizza restaurant, right? Did I make that up?
Oh, wow.
I think he's the black pizza man. I think I read that in his profile.
Nice.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kadara. I do a lot of drugs, so I could definitely be making some shit up. All right, Sweethaht. Let's see here. We had the blunt is rolled. We got to do two things. We need to do blunt manifestations, and it's time for the Sweethaht Black Fact.
Okay. What's the manifestation? What you want?
Do some manifestations first. All right. We got our blunt here. We appreciate Michael Robinson featuring Tashira on Tone Che. That joke be stuck in my head.
Right.
Let's see here. What are we manifesting here, Sweethaht? Health. I think we should manifest some great health going forward. Anything going on this weekend?
I mean, it's Labor Day weekend, so
manifest these paychecks coming in on time.
That too.
You hear me? What you got, Sweetheart? What you manifesting while I'm lighting this blunt?
I'm also go for health, but I'm gonna throw in a little safety in there because it's dangerous outside.
Dangerous outside.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Wake and Bake with BeMo nights, wonder if that they know that's their name, and two, I wonder if they have their own manifestations as we lighten this blunt. If you got some blunt manifestations, Wake and Bake with BeMo night, definitely throw those in the chat right now. I'm very interested to see what y'all got going on, some of the things you want to see happening. I will say, last night though, I went to a premiere for an episode I shot for HBCU Week on Maryland Public Television. I'll put that up on my socials. I think Monday is when it actually comes out, so I think I can do some social media in there. So I will definitely do that.
Should I? Is that a?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. So that's happening, and I will say that we are, as I said, I was trying to manifest my own television show and specials and more access into that particular medium. That is definitely going to happen after last night. There are a lot of people who are impressed with some of the things that we do. I'll just say on a very personal note, I hate being considered funny.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm funny. See? Maybe I'm funny.
Yeah, I think you're charismatic, but you are funny. But I don't think you intend to be funny.
I really don't be trying to be funny. But yeah. I guess there it is. But Claudia sent me a book title about the importance of satire and comedy within Black expression. So I will definitely be, I'll definitely probably look into that and try to figure out how I can get away from this feeling of not feeling like I want to be a comedian. Because I tell you this before, I tried stand-up comedy twice. I did 2 nights.
In college?
No, this is when I was on R Street.
Oh, okay.
I did stand-up comedy 2 nights. And after the second night, I had a revelation. I don't like being laughed at. So I was like, you know what? I'm good.
Not even like when they're laughing with you?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Interesting. We got 2 manifestations.
Oh, we got some black manifestations. What we got?
We got, well, Run the Trap and Drop the Bass said, big love, be safe. Hi, good morning.
Run the Trap, drop the bass.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. I like
good
it.
Morning, man. I like it.
And Natalie said, new opportunities when I hand in this resignation today. Okay.
Tell them you out.
Right.
Tell them you out.
We up.
Tell them they got a problem. Call the king.
Right.
Don't call me. Call the king.
Right. Here's his personal number.
That's right. That's right.
And Kadaro said, yes, sir, the Black Pizza Man. I'm up getting ready for work, 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and run the bar on the weekends. That's what's up.
Nice. Well, hold on. Natalie, what are you quitting? What are you resigning from? Is it TGS? Okay, we can talk offline if that's the case, because I want to know. If it's some tea, I want to drink it. All right.
Good vibe. Oh,
go ahead.
Good Vibe Tribe said, I'm manifesting some amazing instrumentals, finishing my album strong.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know who probably got some good instrumentals for him?
Who?
Yaj.
Right? Man. Who makes their beats?
Yaj. Yeah, I think
No
it's
shit's
between
fire.
Yaj and Kendall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yaj is a whole ass composer. She definitely look you up. Another Wake and Bake with BeMo Night. Hey, I'm Yaj. If you want to go ahead and initiate that situation, just tell him that your fellow friend BeMo sent you, and he'll hook you up. Great performer, my man. Great.
Natalie says she doesn't work there. Her 9 to 5.
Okay, for sure. Fuck the 9 to 5. Fuck the 9 to 5.
Right.
All right, Sweetheart, you know what time it is. Mm-hmm. It's time for the Sweetheart Black.
Okay, so we got a 2-1 today. They're tied into each other, so.
We got 2-1 today.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all let me know if y'all can hear the lady of the house loud and clear now. Go ahead.
Okay, George Washington Carver of Tuskegee Institute. Mm-hmm. This was before it was Tuskegee University, apparently. Right. One of the world's greatest agricultural chemists, was awarded the Roosevelt Medal in 1939 for distinguished service in the field of science. From the peanut, he has extracted 285 products, and from the sweet potato, 118. Dr. Carver was born a slave. Thomas Edison once offered him a large salary to take charge of one of the Edison laboratories, but Carver refused in order to continue the work he had begun with Booker T. Washington at Tuskegee Institute.
Oh.
Right. Second part. It's a different fact,
okay,
but okay. After his famous speech at the Atlanta Exposition in 1895, Booker T. Washington refused an offer of $50,000 for a series of lectures because it would interrupt his work at Tuskegee, which was bringing him much less. And $50,000 today is $1,816,125.
Sheesh.
Right.
Well, that's it?
There is proof. Hold on, give me a second.
George Washington Carver turned down Edison to continue to work at Tuskegee.
With Booker T. Washington, yeah. And Booker T. Washington turned down $1.8 million to continue to work at Tuskegee.
Booker T. Washington turned down $1.8 million.
Yeah, and Dr. Carver turned down Thomas Edison.
Whoa.
Right.
Who did Booker T turn down?
It was for a series of lectures after his speech at the Atlanta Exposition.
So then, oh man, you know what question I got to ask, Sweetheart?
What's up?
What are we supposed to do with these niggas with money?
Exactly.
What are we supposed to do with these niggas with money?
That's life-changing money.
It is life-changing money. That's not even life-changing money. That's a life-changing even opportunity.
Exactly.
Put even in those terms.
Right.
Like you could work with George Washington Carver. Could have been one of Edison's people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, name another Edison pro fight. Name another Edison Neo. I mean, name another Edison Neo. I think there's one on the Black Americans of Achievement game that we talked about, but I can't remember his name.
Right.
Ooh, what a choice.
Yeah.
Also, what are these other products that came from sweet potatoes and peanuts?
Right? Because this is the first time I'm hearing about the sweet potato.
We always hear about peanut butter, but like, what's the other one?
Right.
What else did he create with the peanut? Don't tell me the LED light came from the peanut. Like you know what I mean? What else came from the peanut?
And then, it says Edison sent his personal representative to Tuskegee for the purpose of making Dr. Carver join his mighty forces at Orange Grove in New Jersey. And then Booker T.
Oh, he wanted him to come to Jersey?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not going to Jersey. Like, you lost me there. It ain't even about the money. I'm not going to no damn. For what? Going to Jersey.
I bet it wasn't the same back then.
I bet it was. I bet it was the same back then. I'll put money on that.
And then Booker T said, one lecture bureau offered me $50,000. I replied that my life work was at Tuskegee.
That's right.
Right.
So what are we supposed to do with these niggas with money?
Exactly.
What are we supposed to do with these niggas who are choosing money over investing in institutions that might save them?
Right.
You know what we should call them?
What's up?
We should call them white.
I was going to say, does that make them betrayers of their race? Not.
Betrayers of the race is so harsh.
It is harsh, but like.
I mean, okay. Does one infraction make you a betrayer?
I feel like it's a lifestyle or, the choices that you make. Because,
you know
one.
who's a great example?
Who?
Donald Glover. Donald Glover has created absolutely phenomenal forms of black media and representations of blackness.
Yeah.
I've even said he's a great representation of blackness. Married to a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen arguments online that say that he would be a betrayer to his race. I've seen black women say because he don't want to love on black women, therefore he can't love on black folks. And to a certain degree, I agree with some of those things, although they are a little harsh, a little, you know what I'm saying, a little marginalizing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if we consider that an infraction, does one infraction make you a betrayer of your race? Or is it depending of the infraction? You can marry a white woman, but you still gotta make black institutions.
That's the only way. It's okay. We got some comments.
Interesting. Great fact. Thanks, Will. I appreciate that black fact.
No problem.
Turn down the bread.
And Edison was considered the world's greatest inventor. And you turned that down. Right.
World's greatest inventor. Didn't all his people make his products, though? Wasn't he just like the chief?
Right, yeah. The figurehead.
Enter my ass. Same way the fucking Columbus is a discoverer.
Right.
Please.
How can you discover something that's already... like, people already live there.
How you invent something other people made? That's all right. Let's not get into the conspiracy theories about him and Tesla.
Let's see.
We got some comments. What we got before we get into our final topic / nominee, and then we vote for our Paul Robeson Negro of the Week.
Okay.
This nigga said peanut brittle. That's the only comment I can see.
Right.
Oh, Louis Latterman. That's exactly who it is. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. Okay. Yeah, you said comical. Is that better?
Okay, let's put it this way. Sweetheart knows this. I study a lot of late night television, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's almost like obsessive at this point. There are several types of late night hosts. There is the comedian, like Dave Letterman, like Jimmy Kimmel, right? There is the comical, who is more like although Johnny Carson was a comedian, I would say he was more comical because he wasn't a great comedian. And then also, what's that boy that not Jimmy Kimmel, the other Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Right? I would say they're more comical than actual comedians.
Right.
And then you have, I would even put Arsenio Hall in that situation. Like, it is more comical than it is we're here for a full comedian situation. Then you have people who do like late night shows like, Jack Parr, or what was his name? Rick Steiner, or trying to think somebody that people would know, or like not W. Kamau Bell, or like Al Sharpton had a late night show for a little while, or Bomani Jones. You know what I mean? I want to be like them. I want to be like them, but also I recognize that them niggas put niggas to sleep sometimes too, and I don't like to be boring. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm comical. No self-analyzation on the show. What other comments we got?
He said, "We see you, black man. Congrats, Nat. Man,
What's up, Nat?
Yash has great beats, right?"
Oh my God.
He said, "I met bro." He said, "What's up?"
He met bro?
Yash.
He met Yash?
I guess so.
Oh, nice. Definitely hit up also hit up Chiquete.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely hit up Chiquete. Chiquete, see, is he on my story? If you don't see him on my immediate situation, it's CheaKaity. Chiquete also was a pretty brilliant producer within himself. If Micah is on here, I don't know if Micah will make a beat for you, but that nigga can compose the shout out song. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell your black ass something. One of them ones, man. I tell you about my friend Alex in Mississippi, right? I left him alone in my little instrument room. Came back 2 days later. He had mastered all the instruments.
Yeah.
I've been playing the saxophone for 6 years at a time. He was already better than me in 2 days. I was like, this bitch. This man. Oh my God. Yeah, Michael, one of them ones, man.
Yeah, he said, I had crystal clear audio.
Nice.
Then he said, that's big, talking about the fact. Reminds me of W.B. Du Bois saying, I assure you the honor was theirs when he graduated from Harvard.
It was.
Right.
No, I made y'all better. What?
Right.
What? What? WB the Boys is crazy. I thought that was a corny ass nigga too, man. Can you imagine that corny ass nigga telling you that? I just know WB the Boys was a corny ass nigga. That's not disrespectful. We know plenty of corny ass niggas. Will Smith a corny ass nigga too.
You can still be respected. We still fuck with you. You could be corny.
You can be corny. I still fuck with you.
Right. And then he said, yeah, Lewis Latimer was a black man under Edison. Yep. Peanut Brittle. Lady of the House is right there. Benedict Arnold, you got to make it right if you betray.
That's right. If you betray. And that's because I don't think there are such harsh... I don't know. We're not getting into that. Let's get into this last topic.
Oh, and then he said Edison had ghostwriters the same way Diddy is a producer with the upside down face.
We talk about Diddy on Tuesday. Diddy let us punch him in the face. It's a revolutionary thing to do. All right, let's talk about... the lady of the house doesn't know this, but I would like to consider this next person a Paul Robeson Negro of the Week. I'd like to nominate them for the status. When I say the name, I know people might not understand, but I think this person is absolutely genius. Sweetheart, when I spent some time in Mississippi when I was growing up, I endured and witnessed some of the hardest lines of racism. I think I told you a story about the time I was at the state fair and the Klan showed up. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
I was on the Ferris wheel and we came over the horizon of the Ferris wheel and there was them torches and there was them Klans on them horses. And it's like it was like a oil drop in a glass of water. It was just like people just moved out of their way. It was one of the most powerful sights of like visual fear that I've ever seen. There was a place in Mississippi called Lusco's where everybody knew you couldn't go. Black people could not go to Lusco's. Couldn't do it. And they had a black security guard. You try to walk in there if you want to.
It's crazy.
Shit, you won't walk away. That's the point. Right? I endured some very hard lines of racism. But it wasn't until I got to Howard that I witnessed colorism. Mm-hmm. I had people talked about me being dark skinned, but nobody really treated me differently. Like, oh, yeah, you black as hell, you pee sweet tea, you know what I'm saying? You sweat oil, okay, whatever. Right? And your mama black too, whatever. Your teeth crooked. That's what it felt like until I got to Howard, that the colorism that I experienced was much more like playground. Yeah. Not playground to diminish, but playground in the sense that it was just it was just aesthetic. You're dark. I'm not dark. I'm going to talk about you because you got that different from me. Not I'm going to treat you different and treat you like you're the bane of existence or you're not worth love or worth respect. I didn't get that till I got to Howard, Sweetheart. And maybe I should say I didn't recognize it until I got to Howard. Yeah. I'm not going to say her name because she did. But there was a lady at Howard who was over rentals of Blackburn, the student activity center.
Yeah.
Y'all know me. I started programming stuff when I was at Howard, sophomore year. I noticed the first time I tried to reserve a room in Blackburn, it was just so hard for me. Yeah. It was hard for me to get an appointment. It was hard for me to explain what the event was. It seemed like I had to have more paperwork and I had to have more evidence of the organization that we were using, although the organization was the band. That was the first thing I was trying to... It wasn't even KKSI. It was the fucking band. Trying to get a room for a band showcase. And it just seemed like I had so many hoops to go through and it didn't work out for me. So I remember junior year when I was in KKSI, I was trying to do the independent band showcase in the ballroom, which would have been all the independent bands at the time on campus, came together, have a big concert. If you've been to Show and Tell, if you've been to the Speakeasy Situation, if you've been to Urbane, then you've been to the independent band showcase. I mean, it all comes from there. And it just so happens that Malik was with me the day I was trying to reserve. No, that's not what happened. Here's what happened. So I reserved the room, let's say on Friday the 14th, right? Mm-hmm. I show up on Friday the 14th. I get approval from this lady. I show up Friday the 14th. Everything seems to be going smooth. I show up at my time. Somebody else is setting up a different event. So I go to talk to the lady who's over RSVPing, and it just so happens that Malik is with me. I think Malik might have been pledging, or we might have been kicking or whatever. It just so happens Malik is with me to help set up the situation. And I go downstairs to talk to her, and this lady is giving me the nastiest attitude I have never, ever received in my life. And I have only spoken to her respectfully. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Mrs. That. Mrs. This. Here's the paperwork. Mind you, it's the same lady who denied me a year before, so I was already prepared for all the bullshit. So I had all my paperwork together, had my pictures and my proposals, had my posters all approved, had everything checklisted with the student council, whatever checklist to do programs. Everything was cool. The lady canceled my program though on that Friday the 14th and was like, well, you could just do it tomorrow. And so I was like, wait, what? But Malik was standing there.
Yeah.
And then I started noticing I'm talking to her about this event, but as I'm talking to her, she's not talking back to me. She's talking to Malik.
Wow.
Malik is my very light-skinned friend. Malik is like, who color? Who famous person color? Malik is like Terrence Howard color.
Yeah.
Right? I'm talking to her about her canceling my event. She's answering me, talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that, and I'm like, okay, let me step back. I send Malik over to the office of whatever office it was that you can get your programs. I sent him with all the information that I had. Sent him, go reserve this room. Just want to see what happens. Malik comes back like 15, 20 minutes later. It's like, oh, it's done. Stamp of approval, no questions asked. Didn't have to show the evidence.
Wow.
And I was like, I think it's because I'm dark skinned. Me and Malik have the same temperament. And I use Malik specifically in this situation because me and Malik have the same temperament. If we both get pissed off, we both gonna act the same way. But in a very general Southern boy attitude, when it comes to older black women, we are very submissive. We are very serene. We are very respectful in that situation. It's just how we was raised. That's what our grandmas look like. That's what we gonna do. That's the first time I noticed that. And when I noticed it, from that forth on, when it came to reserving events, what I do, sweetheart? Did I send my black ass back in that student affairs office to reserve the room? Who I send?
Malik.
Every time. It's either Malik or our other light-skinned brother, Ray. Every time I'm sending one of them, no problems. Meaning that to say, I know once I recognized that colorism was a problem, I knew to use the assets around me to still get what I want.
Yeah.
In order to be successful, sometimes you got to put out that light-skinned face. That's why my Paul Robeson Negro of the Week nominee, Pinkydoll. Put the picture up, sweetheart. Put the picture up, sweetheart. Or actually, play the NPC girl just so we can be aware of what she is showing to us. And then play the Pinkydoll joint.
Take it, Itzel. You got me feeling like a queen. Mm-hmm. Yes, 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 yes. Balloon. Oh, thank you, Amber. Wow, why is my white dress looking matched with the flowers on my head? Beautiful. Oh, thank you, Big. You got me feeling like a queen. Mm-hmm. That was good. Coconut. Oh, thank you, baby. This is so cute. Oh, thank you, baby. I love you. Yes, yes, yes. Ice cream.
Oh, you can keep my mic on, too. Because they're not talking for real.
Oh, the other one?
Yeah, play the other one. Okay. She's showing her real face.
Okay. Tonight. Yes, yes, yes. Ice cream.
Look at this young lady. Look at this young lady.
Ice cream, so good. Gang, gang.
You can't tell me what's
Well, I think that means we should announce the nominees for Junior of the Year. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I saw a lot of comments saying, is it self-hate? And like, maybe.
I don't think
maybe. It could, maybe. Not 1% chance that it's self-hate. 99% chance that she recognized that to be a generally accepted character, she has to be lighter than what she is. She has to represent herself in a different way so that people can take her in and give her money. And she played y'all to...
But I don't even think it's self-hate, because if it were, she would present like light skinned in real life too.
Right.
She's
She
clearly
would.
right.
She would.
Right.
And, Pinkydoll is also a what do they call it? An adult entertainer as well, right?
Yeah.
And in her adult entertainment picture, she's not putting on this filter. In her adult entertainment situation, she the color she was at the Webby Awards, the Streamy Awards, whatever the fuck it was. So that's my Paul Robeson Negro of the Week nominee, Sweethaht. What you think? Did you know that's where I was going?
Kind of, yeah. I thought she's been a nominee before, though.
Was she a nominee before?
I think so.
She must have lost.
Yeah, she lost that week.
That's all right. She could be a 2-time nominee. I don't think she's gonna win this week. That's all right though.
Right, because the Justins, the Dem Boyz,
and our girl Representative Angie Nixon
and Meek Mill.
And Meek Mill. All right, we got
Yes.
the time, Sweethaht.
Let's see. Yeah, Natalie says it's whiteface.
Love it. I
think it's
love it.
I think it's genius though.
I think it is genius
Because it also feeds into the aesthetic of what she's portraying, like, you know, the
the NPC. Even Pinkydoll is biting the Asian
right
trend of doing NPCs in the same particular matter, and even then they lighten themselves up so they can look more like anime characters. They can look more neutral.
Right.
And English is a second language. Come on, man. Oh, she'd be what's fruit on the head lady name?
Josephine Baker.
Yeah. Right?
How so?
I was just thinking provocative, pretty, forward thinking performer.
Okay.
And Josie, was she French or did she move to France?
She moved to France.
Okay, cool. Well, Pinkydoll, ain't she's French Canadian, right?
Yeah.
See, same thing.
All right.
All right, Sweethaht, you know what time it is. It's time for us to vote on the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week Award. Or as Detroit Rivers called it, a Paulie. That's nice.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a few nominees. We got Meek Mill. We are nominating Meek Mill for the fact that he is proposing informal justice to those who steal our intellectual property. Run up, give them the fade. My man Micah said you got to start with a punch of Meek Mill in the face, and then we get Diddy, and then we can go into those systems. So if we are accountable to our own systems of informal justice, Meek Mill suggests a potential consequence, and I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it specifically because it's like you can write whatever you want on your little law contract, but like we both know what's going on here. You paying me for these songs for a little while. Once that little while up, give me my songs back, and you can stop paying me. That's it.
All right.
So that's Meek Mill. We also have Representative Angie Nixon. Representative Angie Nixon is an individual from Florida who was all up in Ron DeSantis' ass. She was in the background scowling at Ron DeSantis while he was getting booed in Jacksonville's vigil for the 3 black folks who was murdered by that crazed person who named Ron DeSantis in this manner. Why would he go? I still don't understand. Why would you go? What? Dumb. Today's nominees, we have Justin Jones and Justin, I keep wanting to say Jefferson, but that's a football player. Justin Pearson. These are the 2 individuals who are standing up and refusing to be silenced during these special assemblies in the Tennessee State Assembly happening over gun violence right now. You know, and unfortunately the writing is on the wall. Like the writing is on. I don't even want to say it out loud, but like there have been people who have been stopped from storming HBCU campuses recently.
Yeah.
And there are black folks and black communities who are being targeted for violence now, and school just started.
Right.
And they in Tennessee. And Tennessee is popping right now. Popping right now. I forget the amount, but don't forget that Tennessee State got, 9 figures in repertory actions for the state's systematic underfunding of TSU. There's some jealous white folks out there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then lastly, we have, for the brilliance of throwing out her light-skinned face, because she knew dark-skinnedness would not apply, we have Pinkydoll, lady of the house. What are your thoughts? And as the lady of the house is giving her thoughts, Wake Up Baby will be on ice. I need your vote for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week Award. I got to look into Brandon Scott, Baltimore BeMo, before I just put them all willy-nilly on the list. So what are your thoughts, Sweethaht, about our 4 nominees?
Okay, Meek Mill. I do like the idea, but yes, it does have to start with him. And will he take that accountability? Will he see that, he's also part of the system that needs to be
okay,
eradicated, or just
punched,
reformed? Yeah, right.
Held accountable.
Right. What's her name? Angie Nixon?
Yeah, right now. Exactly. For some reason, that name just makes me want to forget it. I don't know why. Yeah, Representative Angie Nixon.
Okay. Did she actually say anything though?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Representative Angie Nixon, she says that since he said we got to stop monkeying around, she been on his ass about being a white supremacist, how we got to be careful of this man, how we have to hold this man accountable for the words he said. She's just been losing.
Damn.
I mean, but she has no choice.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a little tough because I'm also I'm between Angie Nixon and
Dem Boyz.
Yeah, Dem Boyz.
What are your thoughts on Dem Boyz?
Yeah, I think what they're doing is brave.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to happen, and I don't know. I'm a little smacked right now.
You said you're a little smacked right now? All right, then get me the Pinkydoll. You a dark-skinned woman. How do you feel about a dark-skinned woman using light-skinnedness to garner attention for herself and gain wealth?
It's a great strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it does look a little sus, But I personally think her intentions are pure. I don't believe it's self-hate. I don't believe, she wishes she was light-skinned.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you have to do what you got to do to get ahead. But I mean, of course, there's a fine line. I don't think there's anything morally wrong with it necessarily, unless there is, then let me know. But
let me know. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. So who you voting for? Who's the vote? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Lady of the house.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dem Boyz.
Dem Boyz. All right, for sure. For sure. Very good. All right. So then our Paul Robeson Negroes of the Week for refusing to be silenced. I know that look too. I know that look that Justin Pearson was giving the Speaker of the House. I know that look like if you want to take it there, we can take it there.
Yeah.
If you want to go there, we can go there. Also, that's a brilliant strategy though. If I can piss you off, if I can get you to put your hands on me in the house, come on, nigga. Yeah, punch me in the face. Come on. Ooh, I want you to. You know you want to punch me in the face. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, so for brilliant strategy, for the refusal of silence, for the bravery, for the commitment to the issue of gun violence happening in Tennessee and across the United States, because America has a problem, we would like to award Justin Jefferson. We would like to award Justin Pearson and Justin Jones, representatives in the state of Tennessee, the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week Award. Y'all stay tuned for the October ceremony. I need y'all to pull up and accept your award. Hit the blunt one time. We won't tell nobody. No, we won't tell nobody. We won't tell nobody. Come through. We appreciate y'all. Keep being courageous. Keep being bold. Keep being loud. you know, my little voice is just a little voice, but we see you. We see you. All right, Sweethaht is smacked, but I still need that.
Oh no.
Burning question for the Roach.
We do have a few comments though.
Okay, what we got? Who we got? We got some votes on the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week?
No votes, but okay, so
the people abstain. Okay.
Kendall said, what would Conan be in the late night convo? He has great convo still on his podcast and is comical like you. I love Conan.
Yeah, I love Conan. Big weirdo. I say Conan is Conan. I think Conan is comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with being a comedian. I just don't think I'm a comedian.
Yeah. I can feel that.
I just think I'm animated and extra and dramatic. Huh? What are the comments we got?
And then he said, this is still so weird with the laughing face. And then your Aunt Laverne from Facebook says, good morning, nephew. I'm with your dad and Uncle Clinton in Dayton, Ohio.
Why? Oh, God. Hey, y'all. Oh, man.
Good morning.
Oh, jeez. This is Imani.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, man. Oh, it's so weird. It's so weird.
Oh, maybe that's what Kendall was talking about. I don't know. Run the Trap and Drop the Bass said, all seemed equally viable if you look at social constructs, not status.
I can see that. I can see it.
And then your aunt said, y'all crazy.
Y'all crazy. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness.
Natalie said in my Chuck Brown voice, it's a family.
Y'all come on in. Come on in. Oh, my goodness. All right, Sweetheart.
Burning question.
Huh?
Burning question.
Oh, yeah, it's time.
Ooh.
Burning question for the Roach. Yeah, give me a good one.
Ooh.
I want
Okay.
a good one.
So we talked about Dem Boyz. We talked about Pinkydoll. Did we talk about anything else?
Dem Boyz, Pinkydoll, our Paul Robeson Negro of the Week. We talked about our black fact, which is that George Washington Carver turned down Thomas Edison to be in his little cohort so he could stay at Tuskegee. So what are we supposed to do with these niggas with money?
Right.
We don't care.
Right. Booker T. Washington said, my life's work is at Tuskegee.
It's at Tuskegee.
I don't care about this.
That's right. Care about this speech, dog.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
So, I guess keeping that in mind, what do we do with these niggas with money?
You can't use my own question. You can't use my own question. I need a fresh question, Sweetheart.
Oh, okay. Do you think there's ever an instance where the better choice would be to take the money, so to speak?
I'm glad you asked that.
Okay.
Because as I am proud of George Washington Carver turning down Thomas Edison to stay at Tuskegee, I have gone to work for Thomas Edison.
True.
And as I am proud of Booker T. Washington turning down frivolous speeches so that he can continue to stay in his black space, I have accepted those speeches. And while there's part of me that wants to give me grace because I just feel like money is different now. I feel like they on here. I feel like I'm making more money than my father, uncle, and aunt were at this age, but I have significantly less.
Yeah.
Significantly less. That's not to play them. That's just to talk about what money is now.
Right.
The reason why I've had to accept those speeches and work for Edison is because I have not seen viable financial success in just these black specific areas. Not yet, at least.
Right.
The difference is now, well, okay, I give myself grace for that. But at the same time, I do ridicule myself a little bit for like, okay, yeah, you did take these opportunities. You did take these opportunities to, I don't want to say sell out, but definitely buy in to other people's philosophies and visions that were outside of your black perspective to reach financial access and financial gain so that you could do these things. That is a truth. That is a truth that I don't walk in direct footsteps of Booker T. Washington, and that's not to say that before Tuskegee that he was doing that. Even to say before George Washington Carver denied Edison that he worked for somebody else. I don't know. I'm just basing it on this particular fact. But, no, not but. The difference between George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington 100 and something years ago is that I have the technology to do both.
Right.
Right? So traveling from Tuskegee, Alabama to New Jersey in 1912 took you how long?
Could be days. I don't know.
And how dangerous was that?
Yeah, that
right.
Right.
And how much did that cost? And right, how much time does that take away from the situation? Now, if you and I wanted to go to Tuskegee,
we could be there by this afternoon.
We could. We could. If we really wanted to be Tuskegee by 5 o'clock, we'd be in Tuskegee by 5 o'clock.
Right.
Right? And wanted to be back here again by 9 o'clock in the morning, we could be back here again by 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
We have done crazier things. We have done crazier things. So I think that is the technology that allows us to do both. But like, yeah, I have a hard time. If somebody came and offered me, how much did they offer Booker T. Washington for a speech? $50,000?
Yeah.
Somebody came and offered me $50,000 to do a series of speeches, I'd have a hard time turning that down right now. Because my life's not work is not in this ghetto ass apartment in Hyattsville, Maryland. It's just not.
No.
My life's work is here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Great question, sweetheart. I appreciate you. You got any comments from the folks?
Your aunt says, I agree. No, don't need a lot. But if you're happy, then happiness and peace of mind is better than any money you make. Back in our day, we couldn't do what you're doing and be vocal with it. That's true.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So to answer the larger question, what we're supposed to do with these niggas with money is kind of like question why they want the money.
Right.
Because if you're not building with it, if it's just for the sake of having, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, y'all.
Got a little deep.
It's been another great episode of Wake and Bake with BeMo. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all check out the instant replay on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank y'all for watching. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Listen to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, on Apple Podcasts. We're going to leave you with Detroit Rivers, Black Boy Joy. We'll see y'all next Tuesday. Remember, keep the rumor going. The mugshot is not real. It ain't real. Tell the people on Facebook it ain't real. We'll see y'all on Tuesday.
Hold on tight, don't let this feeling slip away. Your city, yeah, happy feelings. Breaking Beverly and Maze, don't be amazed. Find yourself, learn your joys and pains. Live your voice and sing. The sounds of your heart, don't you worry about a thing. And don't forget your lyrics. This is a reminder of joy every time you hear it. Just birthright is joy. Smile, you get weary, contagious, won't you share it? Let love loose, don't fear it. It's that black boy joy. Black boy joy upon your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy, get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy, say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy upon your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy, get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy, say it again.
Where I was raised, black boys was being destroyed. I grew up a black boy, they had stole my joy. Nobody foot on my neck, so I do it for Floyd. Do it for Tamir Rice and for the underemployed. For the ones that gave back, communicated, deployed. I wanna give you a rope so that you can aboard. I wanna give you a hope so that you can avoid having to be a black man without no black boy joy. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy, get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy, say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy, get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy, say it again. For us, it's easier to go to jail than to go to college. Rather us be entertainers than be getting knowledge. They funded our own genocide. The word is power. Killing niggas in every song. I think it's coward. Easier to act tough when you in doubt because the world incriminates us. Cause we in doubt. Now we afraid of our own kind and it's really wild. I think they got us backwards. I figured out it's easier to fit in than it is to stand out. So I'm black boy joy when I'm cruising around. And I'm black boy joy fresh hitting the town. And I'm black boy joy dancing cleaning the house. And I'm black boy joy when I go for a hike. Been black boy joy since I was riding a bike. My son black boy joy and that's crazy to me. I was miserable growing up, I really hated it, G. But the world is much bigger than I was able to see. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Smile.